Hey guys, welcome back to Salty Speed. We're back into the garage here now with the motor. I just got the turbo mocked up on the motor. As you can see, I'm gonna try and make a turbo drain line. So we gotta make a hose that goes from here down to right there. So let's see what we can do. So here I got the old turbo drain line hose that I had made for my B20B turbo setup, but that's way too short, as you can see. Not gonna work. We gotta make it like curve. So I got a few 10AN fittings, like this one's pretty chewed up, so I'm not gonna use that one. And we got this one. I'm thinking we're gonna have to use a curved one from here, probably a 45 off, and maybe a 90 onto there, but we'll see. I have this AN line here that I'm gonna try and use. It was for my catch can that was on my other setup, but I got new lines and stuff for that, so I'm gonna try and use that fitting there, that 45, and maybe replace it with a 90 on this end, but it's way too long, so we're gonna have to cut it. Alright, so what I'm doing here now, I got this fitting 90, I got him on there, and I got a 45 on up here, and I'm just trying to get the right measurement for this line so I can cut it, put this fitting on, and hopefully it works. But I'm trying to make it so it's not too much in the way for the intercooler piping, so I think I'm gonna have to clock this housing, I'll have to clock the turbo again, I would say, just so that I'll probably have to move it over here so I can get that line to work. But it looks like it's lining up. It wants to cooperate. But you don't really want it flat like this. You want it always on a down slope so it can flow back into your oil pan good. So you never want it down or down like that. Try and keep it up so it's always flowing down. So let's see if we can't cut this and get this fitting on. Alright, so when you guys are going to make your cut on your line, put some electrical tape right where you're gonna cut it with your grinder or whatever you're cutting it with, because when you cut it through, it'll keep all the ends on this metal part from fraying. I'm after doing it without it before, and it's just a nightmare trying to get the fitting on afterwards. So just put some electrical tape and cut right where you right in the middle, say, and it'll be a lot easier putting on your fitting once you're ready to do so. Alright, so basically all you do with these to make these lines is you have this piece right here that's separate from this piece. You slide this piece over your line right up till the pipe hits the line hits the top of here on the inside, right? You max it right out. Then you take this piece and you'll slide it in, and then that threads into this piece. And you thread it down till you got her all tight right here, and there's your line. I'll throw in a few clips of me making the line. So now that we got our line made, let's try and throw it on the motor. Hopefully we got everything, our measurements all right, and it all works out. Perfect, that looks like it's gonna work. Deadly. We got it, got our 90 coming off here, going up into our 45, right there. So it's all on a downhill. So 45 is coming down. You can see here, also coming down that way, straight into the bung on the Moroso oil pan there. So sweet, that works out. All we gotta do now, as you can see, where my intercooler piping is gonna go, is gonna run right in to that line. So we're gonna have to pop the bolts out of here and clock the turbo. So I'm gonna have to move it this way. I'm gonna have to get this here, right over here. So on my other turbo, I could just loosen these bolts and you could spin it and clock it wherever you wanted to, but for some reason this one doesn't really want to do that. So I'm gonna pop this off and clock it, put it back on. No big deal, just a bit more of a hassle. I got all these bolts already loosened up, so let's get to it. See the turbo wheel there, that's the inside of the max speeding rod's turbo. There's the seal. Just the other side of her. Nothing to it. I'm just gonna move it back here. Gonna pop a few of these bolts in and try it on the car. Or on the motor rather. Got everything clocked. We'll tighten down all the bolts. Crisscross pattern. Always crisscross. So it looks pretty good there. As you can see right here, it's at the way of that now, so should be able to get our intercooler piping on. We got our turbo back together, clocked. We got our AN line made for our drain to our base pan to the turbo, and I got it took off again right now because when I put it in the car, I'm not gonna have the turbo on just for a bit more room, so I'll put that on after. So I got that off, put back in the box. A couple other things that I got done in the motor here. I just threw a new oil filter on it I had laying around there, and we got this fitting right down there. It's an adapter. That's where your stock oil pressure sensor would be. So you haul that out. The adapter that just screws right in to your stock oil pressure port there, and then you put this 3-way adapter onto that, so you can run your turbo feed line or any other sensors you got. So I only have 2 coming out, so I got one side blocked off, which is on the bottom there, you can't see it, And I got my turbo oil feed line coming up right here, and that's gonna go to the turbo right there when we have it on. So for now I'm just gonna tuck it just right there, but so we got him on. And then right here, that is a AEM oil pressure sensor, because we have a new AEM oil pressure gauge. So yeah, I just removed the stock sensor and I threw this one in for our gauge. So another thing I got done on the motor is our AEM adjustable fuel pressure regulator. So we got him mounted up. The line ran there. She's getting there. Hopefully now it'll soon be going in the car. So one thing I wanted to show you guys on the Dart block is, just like any other Honda block, they have these ports here, but I have block fittings on my B20 that you can take these out that I showed you guys, and you can put them in place of these, and you can run your catch can lines to vent the crankcase. But I took those out and tried to put in those block fittings, and they do not fit. So I put those back in, and so my solution to that is I put this block off plate in here. This is where the factory B series breather box comes out. Put that block off plate in because I was gonna run those lines, but that's not gonna work. So I'm gonna have to take that out again. So my solution is a fitting that I have on order. You push it in just like this, but there's a 10AN line coming out, 10AN like adapter there, and then there's a bolt that just holds it in place, and then I can run a line to a catch can off that. So that's what I'm gonna have to do. So a little bit of figuring out there, but we got to figure it out. Hopefully that works to plan. Okay guys, that's gonna be it for this video. Thanks for watching. We really appreciate the support. In the next video, we're going to be hopefully installing the clutch and flywheel and the transmission, and we're going to be jamming in the motor into the EK. Thanks for watching guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Stay fast.